Jermaine O'Neal at the free throw line, now 2 of 4. He has 12 points, and the Memphis Grizzlies in a 5-point game. 4:46 remaining here in the second quarter. And O'Neal's second free throw attempt. He averages just 5.9
a game, which is surprising considering what he does down low in the blocks.
I think the reason why is because he takes so many fadeaway jumpers and he's not getting fouled.
Battier trying to operate. Pau Gasol. Nice move by Pau. He has 6 points.
Good pass by Shane Battier coming off the pick and roll very hard, finding Pau. Pau finished it off.
4-point game with 4:20 to go. Battier deflects it. Artest. O'Neal. Denied by Pau Gasol. Great help in recovery. Williams to the hole. Got it.
Great defense turns into good offense. Jason in the open court all the way to the basket.
And Jermaine O'Neal goes right back at Gasol, and O'Neal furious that he didn't get a call, but that was all ball.
Terrific block by Pau from the backside.
And you wonder why at the other end. Here's Pau.
Pau, after this move, he was looking for a foul.
How about this, though? You wonder why Strohmeyer didn't jump out. I don't know if you saw in the back of the frame there what was going on, but Jeff Foster had both arms around his waist.
Well, Hubie Brown and his coaching staff, they talked earlier about how Indiana, they grab and they hold you in the post and in the paint. You can't let it affect you. You try not to let it affect you, but it bothers you.
How about Swift? Didn't bother him. 11 points, 6 rebounds in 13 minutes of action. He's reached now double figures. In 4 of the last 6 games, it's a 4-point game with under 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pau in the high post. Hands it off to Posey. Out of the wing. Battier dumps it on the inside. Pau Gasol. Matched up against Foster, trying to get by him. Through the double. Shot goes up. No call. And saved by Artest. Gasol has not attempted a free throw. In fact, not one starter has attempted a free throw for the Grizzlies. Artest lost out of bounds. Memphis basketball.
Artest is so unorthodox going to the basket. Sometimes it looks real ugly, but a lot of times it's effective.
Posey denied by O'Neal. Outlaw retains it, throws it right to Jermaine. Miller. Foster trying to clean up. Pau knocks it off of the boards. And here's Jason with the numbers. 2-point game. And Hubie Brown telling him to keep going, keep going, keep going.
Nice pass by Jason. He had Bo Outlaw running the right wing. Posey running the left. Ron Artest just got out of the way, gave him the 2.
That's what the Grizzlies want to do. Force up tempo, get out and run. And you see they've been successful with that early. Reggie Miller slips on the floor, regains it. O'Neal shot clock down to 4. Tinsley's left open for 3. Buries it. Tinsley from downtown, a 36% three-point shooter. 0 of 6 last night from that range.
Yeah, and that's the dangerous thing. He was 0 of 6 last night, and Reggie Miller was 0 of 5 last night.
Yeah, that's 0 of 11 from your backcourt. Overall, they're just 3 of 18 in that loss against Sacramento. Jason Williams out and running with the no-look to Bo. 4 field goals. The Grizzlies, on the other hand, are 10 of 16. Here's Gasol. Foster on him, and he's fouled. And so Pau was making his move, and Bill Spooner saying take it out of bounds. And Hubie Brown and Pau are both saying, wait a minute. He was moving to the bucket, and you see the frustration on Gasol as he slots at the table. And Jack Nee saying that he wasn't shooting the ball. He's putting it on the floor.
Ed Malloy actually had him shooting 2 shots. He pointed up to the basket. He was giving him 2 shots.
He was in the act. It was scene 1, but he was in the act. Jason Williams from downtown. Williams is a perfect 4 of 4 from the field, and he has 10 points. And it's a 2-point game. And the Grizzlies, remember, this is a team that's made only 8 over the last 3 are perfect from the field from downtown. O'Neal's second chance opportunity. 17 points tonight for J.O.
J.O. and Ron Artest still getting the job done for Indiana.
32 of their 54. Williams crossover. Here's Bo Outlaw, the hot step. Bo, vicious underneath. He has 6.
Bo has a great understanding of where he gets his points from, and that's around the paint. And that's where you'll find him most of the time.
Foster, pin deep. Powell got a piece of it. O'Neal, no. Tapped out. Reggie Miller. Driving. Denied by Gasol. Fearon. Double dribble. And Fearon Smith, one of his rare mistakes as a rookie.
Look at Jason coming off the downstream. Powell steps a little breast for him. That's all the space he needed. Jason's hot tonight.
And that's what we were talking about. Hubie Brown was speaking to it as well in the pregame. Now that's not good. And that's not typical Grizzlies basketball. After the turnover, O'Neal, tough shot. Yeah, you're right. That's one of the reasons why he doesn't go to the foul line. Look at that move right there. Instead of rising up in toward the ball, he's fading away.
Right, and he's so good and elevates so high. That's why he shoots a lot of fadeaways. But sometimes you just like to see your big guy get it, put it down a couple of times, and make that power move straight to the basket.
Of course, came right out of high school. Did Jermaine O'Neal, and he was drafted back in '96. 17th overall. He's from South Carolina. He was in Portland. Was on the sidelines there, and he has been sensational. Franchise player in Indiana. No question about it. Jason Williams, is he feeling it? Sure. His first miss of the night.
When you're 4-4 from the field, you're feeling it.
Diving for the basketball after the deflection is Jay Will. Off. He's playing deep. Shot clock down to 5. 4, 3. Artest drives right to the bucket. Artest has 17.
The back line, you have to see that. Him driving all the way to the hoop and step over and make him do something else.
34 points in the paint. Can the Grizzlies get off a shot to end the first half? Jason Williams driving. Here's Fearon Smith. No. And the first half comes to a close. 56-52 Indiana. A frantic pace here in the second quarter. After Indiana led by as many as 13, shooting at 1.93% from the set. For the action there is Jack, otherwise known as the Candy Man. He's always got candy in those pockets. He hook you up?
Oh, yeah, always. Whenever I see Jack, you know he always throws me a piece of candy.
What do you have there, butterscotch? Artest. Shot doesn't go. His pockets are full of candy, and if you just ask him, he'll send one your way, even when you don't ask him. Miller. Here's Powell. Gasol. Not settling for the jumper. Takes it strong and gets fouled. Excellent decision by Gasol.
Whenever he attacks Jeff Foster, he's not trying to block his shot up top. He's trying to get Powell down low before he gets the ball over his head. He's trying to strip him down below. So if Powell is strong with the basketball and goes right through that, he'll draw some fouls on Foster.
His first free throw attempt of the night is good. Pau Gasol, you know that he has the third longest active streak of scoring 10-plus points in a game in the NBA. 58 now straight that he has scored 10 or more points. There are a lot of things that people don't give him credit for. He's played in 232 consecutive games. Pau Gasol is really emerging, and today is 233. Foster skips the roll.
I'm impressed with Foster's quickness tonight. When he catches the ball around the paint, he explodes to the basket.
Foster, not the typical size forward, a center. Certainly not in the East. They list him at 6'11", 242, but I don't know about that. Up top, Jason spins away, fading, tosses it up. Shot clock violation. Here's that quick move by Foster that you just mentioned.
He just finds an open spot on the baseline, and before Kyle knew it, he was on the floor and around him.
Just like that, Reggie Miller drive and kick. And Jeff Foster right now with 14 points, coming off of a double-double last night. And he has the last 6 by Indiana, and it's a 6-point game. Jeff Foster, very serviceable. Check this out. Rolling right to the rack and lays it up and through. 7:50 to go, third quarter action. Type of individual that he is, and on cue he delivers with the hook. But he told me a great story about James Posey. You know, grew up in the greater Cleveland area and went to Xavier as a prop 48. Here's Jermaine O'Neal, and he gets fouled. And the foul is on Jake Sakalidis. And his father took 3 jobs to help out JP go down to Xavier and go to school there. And Sakalidis earns his 4th. And Xavier, private Catholic University in Cincinnati. And JP, not only, I mean, he's one of the great stories when you talk about Prop 48. Not only did he get his degree, he got his degree in 3.5 years.
Now, that's impressive to play major collegiate sports and get your degree in 3.5 years. I mean, he was doing a lot of work in the offseason.
And I can tell you this, he wasn't playing pool in Cincinnati. He was, the only thing he was doing was hitting the books.
Well, that was an impressive shot at the end. He knocked the 8 ball in down the side.
That was set up for the cameras.
Oh, okay. Did you make that shot, really?
That was all trick shot. You know how that is. Past Eddie Felson on the baseline. The hustler.
Posey has come to life here. For the third quarter, 2 buckets in a row.
That's why he said he gets up every day and he plays hard. Because his parents got up every day and they went to work. It's refreshing to be around him. Posey's ripped off 6 straight. JP! Talk about me.
JP running the lane. Jason with the nice pass for the finish. Where's the coach? Let's interview him again.
Get back, Coach Bob Placer. Because Posey's gone off for 6 in a row. And the Grizzlies, there he is right there, trying to squeeze back into his seat. I hope he didn't miss it. You know he did. Look at him. He's like a coach.
Come
like,
back.
oh, we got 4 more to go. We're still down.
To cure athlete's foot, you've got to be fast on your feet.
And he has 6 of 9, and check this out.
James Posey moving well without the basketball. Jump hook over Jermaine O'Neal. Great finisher in transition if you catch him in stride. And he's trying to attack Reggie Miller, make him move his feet defensively, and Reggie a little slow here in the third quarter.
Grizzlies 5 of 8, however, Indiana 6 of 10. Posey and Gasol have combined for all the points for the Grizzlies in the third. Jermaine O'Neal takes a jumper. You don't mind him doing that. O'Neal just 1 of 8 since that hot start. Grizzlies with an opportunity to cut into that 4-point advantage. And a kick by Reggie Miller. And 14 on the shot clock as Swift checks in for Jake Sakalidis. Each and every home game, you can see the Grizzlies live for 5 when the Sonic Saver seats go on sale for only $5 at the Pyramid at noon each game day. Next home game is Tuesday night against the Toronto Raptors. That game will not be broadcast, so if you want to see Vince Carter, you need to head on out to the Pyramid. Call 888-HOOP. Posey underneath, denied by Jermaine O'Neal. Now the help. Almost 8 consecutive by Posey. Tinsley, the look to Harrington, who just checked in. Shot doesn't go. Posey with a rebound, who over the last month and a half is averaging close to 7. Williams tears off to the side. Posey rides and fire. No.
That's James Posey's shot. Good look. Early offense. Just couldn't bury it.
Harrington, 7 of the 9 points earned by Rick Carlisle's bench. Over Battier, doesn't go. Jason Williams catches it and just heads up court in a hurry.
You can see with Indiana, when Harrington comes in the game, they put the ball in his hand, trying to get him going.
Gasol pushed over by Harrington, and Harrington nods his head yes. Yes, I did do that. That's his third. Pau Gasol's been bumped all over the place. He has a dozen.
I'm quite sure coming into this game, Pau Gasol knew it was going to be very physical.
Had 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 blocks in the first meeting. Quick move. Tough shot, it goes. 14 points on 6 of 10 shooting for Pau.
And Foster, he doesn't have an answer for Pau Gasol. We'll see how long they're going to leave Foster on him, and will they switch to Jermaine O'Neal?
Harrington deep in the corner. Artest underneath. O'Neal backing down. Stick to the basketball. Foster picks it up left hand. He's been tough. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 7 of 9 shooting. And everything is coming from right in that area where you just have a hard time missing. About a foot and in.
You're right. A dunk or an easy layup.
Pau looking for the dunk. Misconnects. O'Neal. The look to Foster, and foul by Battier.
Pau Gasol operating on Jeff Foster. They're leaving him there one-on-one to try to handle Pau, but Pau right at him. And Jeff Foster, okay, if you can score, how about my turn? Nice lefty hook in the lane. Both guys very effective tonight, shooting the basketball well.
Foster at the line. Watson, Darren Smith, Swift, Battier, Gasol on the floor for the Grizzlies in the first half. The Grizzlies bench outscored Indiana 23-9. Foster has 17. He averages, get this, 5.4 points a game. Over the last 10 games, he's averaging 5.6. 7.2 rebounds, coming off of a double-double last night. Played 35 minutes, but he's not feeling it. A loose ball foul, and it's against Indiana, and it is on Foster, and so he picks up his third.
Those are the type of hustle plays that Foster makes. If he came up with that ball, then it's a great hustle play, so you don't mind him putting forth that effort.
Swift put forth the effort in the first half with 11. Turns it over. 5-point game. Jermaine O'Neal backing down on Stroh hard, and another foul. So Jermaine O'Neal will head to the free throw line, and the foul is on Battier, and that's his fourth. Hubie Brown, one of the things that he has done this year is put together these very simple rules. The Hubie rules: be on time, play hard, know your job, and know when to shoot, know when to pass. And as he has said, those are the 4 things that we live by. And he said they're simple, but yet sometimes very hard to follow. And you've said this often, Hawk, that you think he's extremely easy to play for.
Well, if those are the only 4 rules that you have, you would have to be crazy to not want to play for Hubie Brown. But you added that know when to pass. I didn't see that up there.
Well, it's part of it. Eric Josephson, our fine coordinator, just couldn't squeeze it in.
Oh, okay. I saw the know when to shoot. I like that rule, but I don't know about the know when to pass.
Yeah, that's what Gary Payton said, too, when you guys were in the backcourt.
You know, when you don't touch it often, when you do, you have to shoot it.
Miller gives it to Watson, under 10 of the shot clock. Bo sets a screen. Dives toward the bucket. Here's Theron for 3. Hit one on Thursday. Hits another one tonight. Smitty.
That was a big shot for the Grizzlies. Earl Watson on the penetration, kicking it back to Theron for the 3.
4 of 9. That is half of their total over the last 3 games. Denied by Swift. Tinsley. Swift. Still trying to track it down. And a whistle and a foul on Tinsley. Great hustle by Jamaal Swift.
The pursuit, Jamaal from behind, reading the play, coming up with the steal, Gets to the free throw line. Indiana, they're in the bonus. Stroh has 2 shots.
So Swift goes to the free throw line where he is 3 of 4, and Stroh Swift with the deflection and then not giving up on the play leads to this. And a chance to make it a 2-point game, and he makes the first. Maybe it's just March Madness. Remember what he did with LSU? Got into the NCAA tournament, sitting back there, caused a lot of havoc. They're sitting back in the zone, and he was swatting balls away like flies. Gets a second to roll around and touch all the cylinder and through.
As quick as Stroh is, I would imagine if he really let go and ran up and down the floor, he would be one of the quickest in the league.
Well, no question. Certainly at his size, too. Scrapping for the basketball. Last touch by Memphis. According to Bill Spooner, Ed Malloy right there on the scene said it was off of Indiana. And Bill Spooner is going to overrule Ed Malloy.
Well, you can't make that call right in front of the Grizzlies bench. I don't know, but it looked like to me, Bo Outlaw came over to Hubie Brown and said, I did hit it. It looked like it was off Indiana field.
Jermaine. O'Neal with 23 points on 8 of 16 shooting. Jermaine O'Neal averages 20.4 a game. 4-point game. Watson driving. Kick out. Here's Miller. Harrington gobbling him up. Outlaw can't get free of Fred Jones underneath. Finally does. Spins and lays it off the glass. That's sweet because Fred Jones, the Oregon product, was all over him.
Bo Outlaw with the pirouette in the lane. 360. Knew exactly where he was. Laid it up off the glass.
That graphic right there that you saw, the bench 30-9, that is huge because remember, their bench has outscored 15 of their last 18 opponents. They haven't been a factor tonight. Artest denied by Swift. Miller ahead to Watson. Grizzlies on the run. Miller for 3 in the lead. Memphis by 1. 1:27 to go. Third quarter from the Pyramid. And a Mike Miller from downtown connects. And it's the first lead since the Grizzlies led 6-4. And the Grizzlies on a 10-2 run.
Bo Outlaw, how about this move in the paint? 360 turns away from Jermaine O'Neal, lays it up. And Mike Miller trailing on the play. Earl Watson kicks it to him. Give him 3.
His first 3 that he has made this evening. Remember, Mike Miller was just getting into the flow as the calendar year changed. In January, shot 44% from downtown. In February, 41% from downtown. He leads the Grizzlies in 3-point field goal shooting percentage at 37% from downtown. And he hit a big one right there. A huge bucket to give the Grizzlies a lead for the first time since it was 6-4. And the Grizzlies with 13 games remaining. And you see there the 5 home games. Raptors, Rockets, Suns, Cavs, and Timberwolves in the 8 road games. And it's extremely important to remember 7 games against teams currently in the playoff race. 17 of their 13, including tonight. The very best that the East has to offer. The Pacers own the best record in the NBA. One of 2 teams with 50 wins. Jermaine O'Neal. Shot doesn't go. Mike Miller saves it. Harrington comes down with it. Miller ends up in the second row. And now he walks back out onto the floor.
Nice hustle by Harrington. But you never want to save the basketball underneath the opponent's basket.
And the whistle and the foul. The foul's on Jermaine O'Neal. And this is what you were just speaking to.
Yeah, great hustle. But if you can't throw the basketball down to your end of the floor, you can't put enough on it, you shouldn't save it. Just let it fall out of bounds. He threw it right back to Harrington, and Harrington laid it up.
Jermaine O'Neal will sit with 3. And the reason why is because he's throwing there essentially in the dark. He doesn't know where it's going. But that's just your natural reaction, Hall.
It is. It's your instinct taking over. You already have your momentum going. to save the ball. And if you get a hand on it, you're just thinking throw it in. And it's hard all of a sudden to think, no, I'm up underneath their basket.
Jamaal Swift, 15 points, 6 rebounds, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, Hawk in 18 minutes, and the Grizzlies up by 1. Swift has been delightful to watch tonight. Under a minute remaining. Artest, Foster, defense collapses on him, and still Crozier was able to come away with it. It is Crozier, not Foster. And Crozier, his first 2 of the night. Smith, another 3. Kieran Smith. How about that?
Kieran Smith, very effective in his minutes tonight. Ron Artest running back on defense, looking at the bench like, I didn't know he could shoot 3.
He's knocked down 2. Anthony Johnson underneath. And the third quarter comes to a close with a tremendous defensive stand as Mike Miller acknowledges the work of Kieran Smith, the undrafted rookie out of Ball State. And the Grizzlies close on a 21-11 run and lead by 2 after 3 quarters. They trail by as many as 13. Bo Outlaw off the bench. You know Bo knows. Key for the Grizzlies. They are the best in the NBA when carrying the lead into the 4th quarter. And they lead by 2 over the Indiana Pacers. Second night of a back-to-back for Indiana. Will that be a factor? They lost by 2 last night to Sacramento. Shot clock down. Artest travels. And they're going to call prior to that a foul on Earl Watson.
There were a lot of hands in there as Ron Artest was driving to the basket. And I think Jack may have made the right call. Earl reaches in and grabs him. Not a crowd favorite call, but it was the correct call.
Honest Hawk. Johnson drills it. And the game is tied at 81 to Matt Devlin. Percy Hawkins, Eric Hasseltine here at the Pyramid with 11:15 to go in the 4th quarter. And the Grizzlies in a tied one with the Pacers. We've talked about a matchup. Well, the Grizzlies bench has really exploited the Indiana bench. And Swift is the cause. He has 17.
Could you imagine how good this team could be if they got that kind of energy out of Stroman and Bo Outlaw every single night?
Scary good. Johnson to Artest. Offensive foul on Ron Artest as Bo Outlaw takes the charge. It's been the Bo and Stro show here off of the bench.
Watch this jump hook. Watch how high he elevates when he hits up. You can't block that shot. Then Bo comes down, has Ron Artest. He's having an excellent night, but Bo slides to feet, cuts off the baseline, takes the charge.
Kieran Smith out of the wing, guarded by Artest. Jerry West and Hubie Brown love his skills. Drives by Artest. Artest takes the pocket. Grizzlies by 2. They've never led by more than a pair. Artest trying to set Watson. Harrington cuts through the lane. And tied once again.
Defense is focusing on Ron Artest. He had Earl Watson on him backing down, and they lost Harrington.
Watson. Here's Stroman. 2 minutes into the 4th quarter. Mike Miller to throw. Up fake drive. Off glass. No. Keeps it alive. Smitty. Up top. Recycled shot clock. Watson. Up fake. Drive. Offensive foul on Earl. Didn't need to be in a rush there.
No, he could have taken his time. Because he actually had Mike Miller to the left of him, wide open. He saw the lane open up. Good defense by Indiana to step in at the last moment and take the charge.
Hubie Brown said 20 minutes for Mike Miller. Well, he's played 20 minutes. Shane Battier on the floor. Shot short, and Kieran Smith handles it. Does Kieran Smith just look like he belongs to what?
a nose for the basketball, good instincts on the basketball court, and that's all you need sometimes.
Battier with an offensive foul. And that is the 5th by Shane Battier.
You think both of these teams don't want this game? They're scrapping out there, and it has gotten very physical.
3rd straight turnover by the Grizzlies.
And that
is no call
there.
That's
a no call. Yeah, that wasn't called. That's how physical this game is.
But then the other one was called, and that's why everybody says you're just looking for consistency. Crozier gives it in the corner. Johnson cut off to O'Neal, and a whistle and a foul. And Ed Malloy is going to call the foul on Swift. And that's his 3rd. Jermaine O'Neal, and the game tied at 83 with 9:10 to go, is at the free throw line, where he's 7 of 10 tonight.
Indiana big man, O'Neal, Foster, they do a good job of when the guards penetrate, of finding an open spot, of making themselves available for the pass.
3rd in the NBA in double-doubles. He has 40 on the season. And he misses the first free throw. Indiana in the second half, 3 of 6 from the free throw line. Tonight, Jermaine O'Neal, as you just noticed, 23 points and 8 rebounds. Did not have a double-double last night, 23 points and 7 boards against Sacramento. He is 7 double-doubles shy of an Indiana Pacer record held by Clark Kellogg, a single-season record, which is 47. He has 40.
I have a feeling he'll get that this year.
He's got a good chance of getting number 41 tonight. He has 8 boards, and it's a 1-point advantage for Indiana. O'Neal hedges. Watson drives. Here's Theron Smith. Takes the jumper. Doesn't go. Crashing the boards. The Pacers. And Harrington will bring it up court and hand it off to Johnson.
I like the aggressive play out of Theron Smith, making a move off the dribble.
Crozier. Johnson launches the 3. Tapped out. Smith is there. Here's Earl. Driving. Pulls up. Nowhere to go. Gives it to Swift, and they'll set it up in the half court.
Good decision not to force anything.
Crozier hedges strong. Under 10 of the shot clock. Here's Bo Outlaw. Clear it out for Bo with the left hand. Doesn't go, and Crozier.
Bo, when he gets it in the paint, he's not afraid to take the ball to the hoop.
Only his 2nd miss tonight. He's 4 of 6. Jones to O'Neal by Outlaw. Johnson. Frantic pace. Hot set. Crozier. Good. With the shot clock down, he got in the lane. And at close range, he connected. And it's a 3-point advantage for Indiana. And a 5-0 run.
Good defense. They made Indiana move the basketball 8-9 passes before they finally.
Indiana by 3 with 7:50 to go in the 4th quarter. And the Grizzlies bench led by Jamaal Swift. It is the top producing bench in the NBA, averaging 35 points a game. And you check that out, and that is certainly impressive. Each team has played 10 players, 9 players over 14 minutes. Grizzlies 10 players over 13 minutes. But what is really impressive is that the Grizzlies have limited the bench of Indiana to just 19 points, and 11 of those earned by Harrington. And Theron Smith hit 2 big threes, 6 points, 6 rebounds in 18 minutes of action. And Jamaal Swift next to him, 17 points and 6 rebounds. Gasol, Outlaw, Posey, Battier, and Watson on the floor for the Grizzlies. Johnson along with Crozier, Harrington, O'Neal, and Jones on the floor for Indiana. Posey gives it to Earl. He'll take the jumper. Doesn't go. Gasol has it knocked away.
I was looking at that 3 from this angle. Looked pretty good heading toward the hoop. That's a little too hard.
Jones driving. Doesn't go.
good move by Jones. He just put his head down and tried to force his way to the hoop.
And especially because it was early in the shot clock, too. You've got Jermaine O'Neal on the floor. You can't forget about him. Shot doesn't go for Powell. Gasol, 6 of 11.
You can see with Anthony Johnson in the game, the pace sort of slows down.
8-second violation on number 8, Anthony Johnson. And so the 70-year veteran out of the College of Charleston and last year played in New Jersey. An 8-second violation. And Johnson checks out. We've seen it a few times this year with the Grizzlies, but that time there was really no pressure.
He was just taking his time, getting up the court. He forgot about it.
Gasol. Denied by O'Neal. Tinsley. Guarded by Jason Williams. Back out on the floor. Battier playing with 5 personal fouls. Outlaw playing on the top side. The double comes from Posey. They'll try to set him up again. The double comes from Battier. O'Neal got it.
And that was a nice lead pass by Tinsley. Led him right into the shot.
5-point deficit. The Grizzlies led by 2 at the start of the 4th quarter. Third best defense in the NBA. Can't stop Bo Outlaw on the inside. Bo's getting nasty.
Bo says, take this. Jump at this one.
Look at Dante and Aren.
Is that Bo that did that?
And an offensive. Bo Outlaw stood his ground. And Al Harrington with the offensive. Jermaine O'Neal, after making this shot, comes back around and has a few words for the end of the bench. And then Bo Outlaw had this emphatic slam. Man, 6 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes of action. And you take a look around the NBA, Utah. The Jazz have tied Denver for the 8th spot in the West, Hawk, with that victory over Atlanta. And San Antonio right now leading Boston by 7. And that is interesting to watch. The Utah Jazz in Denver. Now Gasol. And a foul on the floor as Pau Gasol checks that nose, which was broken against Golden State some weeks ago. And Bo Outlaw right there.
Well, he took a nice shot. Across the face. O'Neal coming over with the help. Got him pretty good.
That's his 4th. Reggie Miller, Foster back out on the floor. Fouls been limited tonight. 14 points and 2 rebounds. Coming off of 26 and 15. Foster's really tying him up now down deep in the post. Posey up top. Shot clock at 5. Posey. Shot clock at 3. And shot denied by Artest, and he can do that to you. Held Carmelo Anthony to 2 points, Freewell to 0 this year. Finley had just 5. And Allen Houston in the meeting this year had all of 8 against Ron Artest. He can put you in lockdown. Tinsley gives it up O'Neal. And there was nothing they could do. It was a running start. And if Powell stepped out, he would have ended up in about the 10th row.
How about your man Foster again on the weak side, holding, grabbing Powell, keeping him from even going to help out.
And we mentioned that earlier with Swift. And a foul on Tinsley. And the Grizzlies down by 5 with 4:36 to go. Check out Foster if you can. There he is right there.
Well, Powell does a little acting, but Foster was grabbing him.
Williams finds the curling Mike Miller. Miller's got the open lane with the floater. Sweet. Mike Miller, 13 points in his first game back since February 17th, and he's played 22 minutes on 6 of 8 shooting. And he said his back feels better than before, which means it's still not 100%.
When I asked him at halftime, he said the back is fine. It's oxygen that he needs.
Yeah. Bring out the tank. We may need him for another 4. Foster. No. and Outlaw. Grizzlies down by 3. Under 4 minutes remaining. Here's Gasol, guarded by Foster. Spins end line. Over. Foster connects. He's been so tough down the stretch. Gasol, 16 points.
And that was a difficult shot by Powell on the baseline. Foster went up under him just slightly, knocked him off balance a little. But Powell still had the strength to finish.
Spins end line. The double comes from Tinsley and shoots right over Foster. 1-point game. Get the feeling Toyota. And by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. 3:35 to go. Fourth quarter. Jermaine O'Neal jumper doesn't go. Artest with a rebound. Denied by Posey. And the Grizzlies off and running. A chance to take the lead. Jason Williams to Posey, driving to the hole. And a loose ball foul. And Posey gets a non-call. And the Grizzlies miss a huge opportunity. And Pau Gasol picks up the foul, and that is his third.
They've let them battle in the paint tonight. Another one of those games where the referees are letting the play be physical. They're going to let the players decide the outcome.
58 points in the paint for the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers over the last 4 have averaged 44. That's entering tonight. Under 10 of the shot clock. Tinsley up top. Tinsley trying to drive on a Williams. Fading. Shot doesn't go. Bo Outlaw with a rebound.
Tinsley just his second shot attempt tonight. Hasn't looked to shoot the basketball or score often.
He hit that one big three. Here's Posey. Can he knock down the three? Spills out. And Gasol misses his second chance. Artest saves it. Grizzlies 4-on-4. Outlaw races back. Mike finds Bo underneath. He gets tied up. Smart decision by Jermaine O'Neal because Outlaw is a 56% free throw shooter.
Right, put him on the free throw line. Don't give him the easy two. Nice pass by Mike Miller, finding Bo running the floor. You know, when Bo runs the floor, gets out in transition, he's running right to the paint, trying to get behind the defense.
The Grizzlies and the Indiana Pacers have owned the 2 best records in the NBA since February 1st. And Bo Outlaw has 11 points in the month of March, averaging 8.2 and 5.1 rebounds a game. Can Bo Outlaw with the free throw give the Grizzlies a lead? The Grizzlies have made 10 of their last 12 free throws. And yes, unthinkable as it may be, Bo Outlaw just made 2 in a row. And the Grizzlies are up by 1 off of a free throw by Outlaw. Loose ball. Miller and a timeout. Mike Miller. A 20-second timeout. As he dove, corralled it, and had the wherewithal to call a timeout.
He made a great hustle play, but how about Bo Outlaw on the box, battling Jermaine O'Neal, poking it away from behind. That should have been an offensive foul right there. And Jermaine O'Neal clears Bo away, but Mike Miller, the back is pretty good. He's been to the floor 3 times tonight, and he's gotten up okay.
You know, Hawk, the back is feeling pretty good right now. But Sunday morning when you wake up, he's going to feel like he's, I don't know, about as old as our director, Tom Hewitt. He's going to be getting up slow and easy and trying to ease into the day. Tom Hewitt, our fine director. The Grizzlies, #1 in the NBA in steals. Tonight they have 9, and the Grizzlies on a 6-0 run over the last 2:14. Memphis by 1. They've never led by more than 2. They led by 2 entering the 4th quarter. Spin move. Posey on the block. JP has 11. Memphis, with 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, up by 3. This is their largest lead on a Saturday night against Indiana. An overall mark of 50-18. offensive foul. Posey at the defensive end. And a moment to go on the offensive end.
JP on the box operating. Nice step through. Up and under, attacking Reggie Miller. Nice offensive move. Then he came back on defense, sliding the feet. Jumped on Ron Artest, left hand. That's a charge.
Posey trying to set Artest. That's tough to do. Goes baseline and one. Electrifying the crowd. They're on their feet at the Pyramid. And his high school coach, Bob Placey, came on the right night.
He should be loving it. James Posey put it on his shoulder last 2 possessions, taking over the game on both ends of the court. Quick move to the baseline. All the way to the basket. Jermaine O'Neal tried to come over and help. A little too late. Posey hung in the air a little longer. Banked it off the glass.
You know he is proud. Jermaine O'Neal fouls out. 28 points and 11 rebounds. His 41st double-double of the night. Don't read his lips. Also 4 blocks. 3-time All-Star. And the only player in the Eastern Conference that averages 20 and 10. He is big time, but they don't have him for the final 129. The Memphis Grizzlies, what a turnaround. Up by 6, led by James Posey. They're on their feet at the Pyramid.
I moved to Earth.
Down the 3 to send it into overtime before the Grizzlies were able to come away with a victory.
You made a great point earlier. Indiana, they like to get off to the quick starts. But here in the second half, they come back down to earth. They haven't been able to do anything offensively.
That has been their pattern. And the Grizzlies right now at a 12-0 run. Tinsley, no. Artest boxing out. Second chance. He has 23 points and 6 rebounds. The Grizzlies with under a minute to go, up by 5. Posey has it stripped away and stolen by Harrington. Harrington. Tinsley for 3. Got it. 2-point game. The Grizzlies use one of their 2 timeouts. 42.5 seconds remaining here at the Pyramid, and it's a 2-point game. It's a full timeout. And Memphis, 97-95 over the best record in the NBA and the Indiana Pacers. Will reach so many city guards after they do something like that. They love to have a conversation. But Hubie Brown, he's from the streets, and he knows, and he says, hey, Jamaal, you know what? You don't need to say anything. You don't need to say anything. He's into it, as Hubie Brown is in every single game. He has done a fabulous job as the head coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. 70 years of age from Elizabeth, New Jersey. As he has said on numerous occasions, basketball was his way out. He went to Niagara University in Niagara Falls, New York. Played 1 year in the Eastern League, which is the old CBA, before becoming a high school head coach. 2-point game.
Clearing out for Jason Williams to go one-on-one. Either getting all the way to the basket, the help coming over, and then kicking to a shooter.
Jason Williams up top, guarded by Tinsley. Driving, gets Tinsley to leave his feet. Shot short. And Harrington with the rebound. And a timeout taken. It is their final timeout. And Al Harrington called the timeout with 18.9 of a second to go. Can you say Miller time with no Jermaine O'Neal? You always have to remember that Reggie Miller, this you can go for the 2 for the tie. But as they say on the road,
go for the win.
You go for the win. And that means Reggie Miller with the 3.
And I don't know if there's been a better player in the history of the NBA at being able to knock down clutch shots, game-winning shots than Reggie Miller. He's done it time and time again, over and over and over again. And you know most of the time the play is being run for him, but he's so good at using those screens and setting up quickly, squaring up, and getting the shot off.
This is an extremely important matchup, as are all the games for the Memphis Grizzlies, and this is what the Grizzlies have in front of them, as well as the Spurs and the Mavericks. Remember, the Grizzlies entered this evening's game 1 full game back of the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavericks with 8 road games, just like the Memphis Grizzlies remaining in their schedule. And the Spurs, a favorable schedule, and the team with the most favorable, the Los Angeles Lakers. Remember, the Grizzlies won the season series against the Spurs in Toronto, New York, Houston, Toronto, and then Atlanta. And this is the time of year when you need to take care of business at home. And this is the third of a 4-game homestand. The Grizzlies started the homestand off on the right foot with a victory against Philadelphia, lost a tough one to Seattle by 3. And the Grizzlies now lead by 2 with 18.9 tenths of a second to go. Artest with 23. Foster with 17. Harrington with 11. Tinsley, but watch out for the man at the bottom, Reggie Miller. Artest this year 30% from downtown. Tinsley 36%. Reggie Miller 40%. Shot clock down. Under 10. There's Reggie, the leaner for the tie. No, Posey corrals it, and he's fouled. Reggie Miller didn't have the free. He stepped in to the short corner, and he took the shot.
Excellent job of Reggie Miller moving without the basketball. There was a nice play set up for him. He comes up top. Then he receives the double screen to go to the baseline. And he just missed the shot. He was wide open, and Reggie loved to shoot that runner. Just a little strong, and that probably comes from really only having 3 field goal attempts tonight.
Posey at the free throw line. Shane Battier. It was like he was running through a defensive line. Posey. 15 tonight in front of his high school coach.
Rick Carlisle coming in with all 3-point shooters now. Hoping Posey misses, and they have a chance for a 3-point shot.
A 2-possession game. His high school coach, Bob Placey, here in attendance. And the Grizzlies had 1 to give. And the Grizzlies up by 4 with 4.1 tenths of a second to go. And what a job Jamaal Swift did tonight off of the bench. What a job Mike Miller did in his first game back since February 17th against the Dallas Mavericks. Crozier, step back. Denied by Gasol, and the Memphis Grizzlies come away with a 4-point victory over the Indiana Pacers, who coming into tonight own the best record in the NBA, 50-18, had won 5 of their last 6 games on the road with the best record in the NBA on the road, 24-11. The Grizzlies improved to 27-9 at home, 43-26 overall. When we return, we'll have more from the Pyramid.